Good morning. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Friday. I know we probably won't have many people in here because we got Sebastian drama going on and we've got the Karen Reed trial going on. But I just had to bring this to y'all. I seen it, and I'm gonna give credit where it's due. Dolly did a good job bringing this case up last night because I knew nothing about it. I had heard nothing about it, and when I seen he was live about it, I was like, what is he talking about? So I went in and searched it, and oh my God. Oh my God. Nasty, nasty, nasty. Hello, hello, Okie. Hey, Queen Bella. Chopper, chop, chop, chopper style. Hey, Tia. Hey, Granny Bassmaster. Glad to see you, love. I'm good today. Woke up, went and got coffee and donuts, and I just finished making my grocery pickup order. That's why I was a minute or two late. Hey, Spudler. Glad to see you. I know, Zen, it is awful. It is sad. It is. Hello. Yes, Okie. I'm gonna pull up Google Earth and we're gonna look because I know you can't really see anything around the back of the house. Sorry, I was smoking. But still just to see the address of where they were found is fucking disturbing. Okay, let's. Hey, Steph B. Hey, Lula. Good morning. So today's definitely a heavier case. Um, Grandma, I don't know. It's been doing that. It's been doing it to me too. I set for everybody for it to notify me, and it never does. Yes, Butler. Yes. All right. So, anyways, we're gonna jump right on into it. Let's see. Let me share this. This had the best timeline. Okay, so hold on. Let me scroll through and get to the. Okay, here's the timeline. So the Amber Alert was sent out. A Louisiana mother and her child are dead, and her other daughter is recovering after a domestic incident and an abduction. Here's the latest on the case. This was the Amber Alert that was sent out. Missing is Jalie Brunett and Erin Brunett. Jalie is the 6-year-old, and Erin is the 4-year-old. Erin is the one that he unalived. And then the car that he took off in was a black 2012 Chrysler 200. Okay, so this mom and her children and this ass hat all were, lived in Louisiana. So apparently this guy was an off and on again acquaintance of Callie. Callie Brunett is the mother. Her dad couldn't get in touch with her. He called and reported her missing because he didn't want to break down her door or anything. But her car was gone. So I'm assuming he was calling, probably went over to the house and was knocking on the door. Nobody heard anything from her. So that night he reported her missing, said she had been missing all day, for I think it was a full day. And so the next morning when he hadn't heard anything, because they said they automatically started trying to ping her phone and get in touch with her and stuff. So the next morning when nothing had happened, and I'm assuming the dad lives close to Callie because he said he could see her car still wasn't out there. So he went over there and he broke in. he broke in. He said he didn't want to break in at first, but eventually he did break in. He goes in, he finds his daughter, Callie Brunett, on the floor in her bedroom next to her bed, unalived, in a pool of blood. And then immediately the chaos of where's my two grandbabies, right? So it turns out that this dude, Daniel Callihan, had unalived Callie Brunett and then kidnapped her two girls and took off in her car. Okay. Sorry, I had to light my cigarette. Took off in her car. So then they put out an Amber Alert after they found Callie's body and the two girls missing. Well, they put out an Amber Alert. Now, what's weird is nobody called in on the Amber Alert. What happened was somebody noticed a suspicious male walking around and called it in. So law enforcement was around the area, and undercover officer seen Daniel Callihan and then began chasing. Okay, so dude ran, tried to escape, didn't do very well. He got caught. So once he was captured, he took law enforcement to where the two girls were. When they got there, one of the girls, the 6-year-old, Jalie, was sitting in the car. She did have injuries, but they weren't life-threatening injuries. She was sitting in the car, and about 10 yards away, he took them to Erin's body, the 4-year-old little girl's body. And when they got back there, they seen like a bunch of like small pet carriers, small pet cages. And it would take more than that. I mean, they're not releasing all the details, but there's something outside of just the pet cages that's making them think this is a child trafficking area. Okay, that there's been some kind of trafficking situation going on back there. So super fucking alarming. But if you ask me, that's God. That is God got this dude caught, got him. Just somebody calling in to say there's a suspicious dude, walking around. I know. And they were headed up there. They went to the grandparents, Callie's dad, and I guess mom went to pick up Jalie, the 6-year-old, after she was done at the hospital last night. So she is now in the grandparents' care. And she is also missing now. Her 4-year-old sister ain't no telling what she's seen. And her mama. Sickening. So anyways, we'll just go through this timeline. Last contact was June 11th. The family of Callie Brunett last had contact with her on Tuesday. She was taking out the garbage and nothing seemed off. Callie was reported missing on June 12th. Callie's father reported her missing Wednesday night after she didn't come home. He saw her car was missing and couldn't get in contact with her. June 13th, Callie's father entered her trailer in the 5600 block of North Cooper in Laranger. I think they say Laranger, Thursday morning. She was found covered in blood and her children missing. So far, everything's up to par with what I just gave y'all a synopsis of. Okay, so then the Amber Alert was issued. Louisiana State Police issue an Amber Alert for Callie's children. Jalie 6 and Erin 3. That's wrong. She's 4. The car that's missing, Callie's car was also reported missing. It was described as a black 2012 Chrysler 200 with Louisiana license plate 859 GML. Suspicious person report in Jackson, Mississippi. So I don't know how far it is. I'll have to Google it, but he went from where they lived in Louisiana to Jackson, Mississippi. A suspicious person report in Jackson led to the arrest of the suspect, Daniel Callihan. Oh, I got to sneeze. Excuse me. He led officers on a brief chase before being taken into custody. He was found with Callie's car. So when he went running back to the area that he had just, unalived that baby at. Okay, so this is the Amber Alert video.
They arrested him. He directed them back.
No, it's not. This is not the Amber Alert video. This is just a video of this officer telling us what happened.
To the car where the 6-year-old was found alive and well. And then he showed officers a wooded area just
Thank y'all
from the car where the body of the 4-year-old girl was. Family notification has just been done in this case, and we have detectives on scene.
His Jackson, words are off a little bit, guys.
Early in this investigation, we'd received.
His words are off. It's not me. It's not you. It's him. Well, it's this network.
Information this car hit on a camera up in Jackson.
Good morning, Becca.
So we were looking in that area as well as local areas.
Yes, Bulldog. So I've got that too.
Once the Marshal Service up there and Mississippi authorities responded to this Amber Alert and were able to quickly locate our subject. That's why our detectives was able to respond so quickly. It's because we had already been in that area, checking with local law enforcement, trying to run down video cameras, trying to see, where our vehicle was, what our suspect and our 2 young children.
You know the relationship of Daniel Callihan to
They were involved in a relationship. They dated.
Do you believe Daniel Callihan is the person that killed Callie Brunett?
I mean, we have to wait and put all the evidence together, but I don't know who else it would be. It would, it's.
Do you know how he killed the 4-year-old?
No, we just, like I said, this is just, our deputies are just on scene there now. I mean, this just happened in the last 30 minutes. So, we're sitting there assessing it. Our detectives.
Grandma Sheriff, about 30 of you could hit that like. That would be great. Thank you.
Just made contact with the victim's family, and I believe he is going to be driving the victim's family to Jackson, Mississippi, to pick up the 6-year-old and bring her back.
I'm so sorry that this happened. My condolences to the family. So you're saying that Daniel Callihan was found in Jackson, Mississippi.
Daniel Callihan was apprehended in Jackson, Mississippi by authorities there. He had the victim's car along with her alive and well 6-year-old child, and in a wooded area close proximity to the car, the body of the 4-year-old has been located.
He just laid the body out. It wasn't buried or anything?
I cannot answer that. Like I said, we are on scene right now. Our detectives is up there starting the crime scene.
Chief, I'm sorry for joining here. Just for camera purposes, can you restate? So Daniel Callihan is the suspect that you were searching for.
Correct.
Part of the Amber Alert.
Right.
Is he from the Louisiana area? Is he from this area?
Yes.
His age?
Give me a moment on this. Okay, let me check it. Something.
He's 36. They asked his age. He's 36. Me too, Spudler.
I'd have to get with the detectives to get his age and stuff like that. I'd have to get with detectives to get all that. Yeah.
Just something like this to happen. I know you all have been really working hard to find these girls. Just for it to come to this, for us to find out about this 4-year-old. I know you say you knew the family. The family's well known in the area.
Right. I mean, it's just it's a senseless tragedy, and once we started looking.
Well, it just happened yesterday, Becca.
Like I said, we were, it was a large presence here. We checked everything here. We worked a crime scene here for the homicide, but we had feelers out, through Amber Alerts, through technology research, through investigations, such things like that.
Preach.
We started looking, and the information we obtained took us to Macomb, Mississippi, and then from Macomb, Mississippi to Jackson, Mississippi. And that's why whenever we requested our Amber Alert, we had it to include Mississippi because we believe, like I said in my earlier report, he'd been gone for a long period of time and could be anywheres.
And Chief, so what do we know about Daniel Callihan?
I mean, he's local. He's local. I think they've dated off and on. I'm not sure exactly if he's from Kentwood or Aranja or Amite, but he is, of this area, of this region.
And about what time he was?
No, like I said, we haven't even interviewed him yet. We have detectives on scene. He is in custody, and like I said, he's in custody, and they work in the crime scene up there on the child. The paramedics was checking out the 6-year-old to make sure she's okay, and our next step is to interview, see what we can get from him. To tie this case all together and lock him down in it. But also, the thing is to bring this 6-year-old back to her grandparents. I mean, she's been through something that
traumatic.
Most of us hopefully never ever get to experience. And she's going to have to spend the rest of her life living with this. I mean, this is horrific.
Poor baby.
You said that the marshal saw this car traveling through Jackson, Mississippi.
My understanding so far is there was a suspicious suspect checking houses or whatever, checking doorknobs and stuff like that. So after getting a description of him, there was a marshal or undercover officer in the area that saw this guy. Went to apprehend him. He fled. There was a foot pursuit. He was apprehended, and after he was apprehended, they were able to find out. I don't know if it's through. And like I said, I don't know this yet because it's just happened so quickly. If through interrogating him, questioning him, or he admitted, or just an area, they found the car with the 6-year-old in it, and then they found the 4-year-old in a wooded area not far from the car, her body.
And this is in the Jackson, Mississippi area?
Correct, Jackson, Mississippi.
Do you know, or is Daniel Callihan, since he's from the parish, he ever had any issues with law enforcement?
I don't. I haven't had time to look into all that yet. It was just. All I know is there was some type of relationship in the past. I don't know if they were back together, split up. I'm not sure what.
So 6-year-old is with authorities or paramedics?
Correct. It was with authorities up there.
And so basically both children were located in that vehicle with them.
One child was located at the vehicle and one child was located in the proximity to the vehicle in a wooded area. Okay.
All right. One child was found alive. Uh-oh. Hold on. Yeah. One child was found alive, another found dead. Daniel Callihan led Mississippi authorities to his car where Jalie Brunett was found alive. She's the 6-year-old. He also led officers to the body of Erin Brunett, which is the 4-year-old, who was found near his car. Jackson police say the area where the girls were had cages and may have been used for human trafficking. Daniel was booked in Jackson and is awaiting extradition back to Louisiana. And this is the chief talking about, hold on. I want to go back up here because I want us to watch all the videos. So that one was when they went missing. This first video right here was him talking about the Amber Alert. Let's see what this one is.
Thanks for joining us at 5. We do start with breaking news. Jackson police have confirmed the death of one of 2 children abducted in Louisiana. Police say the child, a 3-year-old, was found dead this afternoon in a wooded area in South Jackson. 16 WAPT's Ross Adams spoke with the chief today about this heartbreaking discovery and has more. Ross, what is the chief saying about this?
No, he was not
crime?
the father. I'll show y'all all that in a little bit.
Well, I can tell you right now, Troy, there is still a very active scene behind me where the police chief says the officers captured the suspect. And
now y'all see this area. Ooh, I need to remember 33 seconds on the second video from the bottom. Okay. This is the area. I look up on Google Earth this address because you can't see the house. It doesn't show you the property that they were found on, but they were found on the property behind the house. The two girls were.
Later found the body of the
Wait until I show you this property.
3-year-old girl in the backyard of her home in Jackson, Mississippi, some 2 hours north of where she was abducted from Thursday morning in Louisiana. Now, authorities say the U.S. Marshals and Jackson police captured Daniel Callihan Thursday afternoon after a short pursuit. Officers caught out Callihan, they say, when he tried to run into the woods behind the house on Bossier Drive. After he was taken into custody, that's when police found the body of 3-year-old Erin Brunett. They say they don't know how she died. They also found her 6-year-old sister, Jalie Brunett, near the same location. She has been taken to the hospital with injuries. We don't know the extent of how seriously hurt she was. Now, police tell us Callihan is an acquaintance of a woman found dead in Larange, Louisiana, early this morning. That's about 2 hours south of Jackson, just north of the city of Hammond, Louisiana. Now, we don't know if this individual, Ms. Callihan, is the father of the two girls, but again,
he is not.
Police are saying that they believe he is an acquaintance of the woman who was found dead as a result of a domestic dispute this morning. And that's when, after those girls were abducted, that Amber Alert was issued, and there's been an all-day search for these two little girls. The tragedy is, of course, that one of them was found dead here in South Jackson. We spoke with Chief Joe Wade a short time ago. Let's listen to what the chief had to say.
That he was trying to, once he realized that law enforcement knew where he was or had
No, we don't want to see
area,
this because we're going to go over him.
And the police chief says other officers picked an officer from the Byram Police Department actually picked up Callihan's vehicle, that car he was driving, with a tag reader, and it was some time before they went back and examined the video of that tag when they captured that license plate, and that's when they tracked those folks, began to track the suspect here to South.
Good morning to everybody coming in.
Jackson on Bossier Drive. Now, the chief says he's also called in local and state human trafficking divisions from MBI as well as the Hinds County Sheriff's Department, because Chief Wade says there appears to be evidence of human trafficking happening in the location where those two girls were found and also where Callihan was taken into custody. But at this point, there is no indication on whether this suspect had any prior knowledge of this location before he drove some 2 hours north from where he abducted those girls. And the whole tragedy ended right here in South
Jackson, Mississippi. Okay, let's go up to this video. We're just going to knock out all the videos.
One I definitely was not hoping for at all, Travers and Randy. Police tell me that they have located Daniel Callihan in Jackson, Mississippi, after he'd been on the run. Now, we're told that there was a brief pursuit before the 6-year-old Jalie was found inside of the vehicle that he had been on the run in. The 4-year-old Erin Brunett's body, unfortunately, found nearby. I'm told that she had been found in a wooded area near that vehicle. As you can see,
now, this property that they're showing now is where they lived, where the mom was found unalived.
Still here in this area of Larange. As we just talked about, this is definitely a tragic turn of events. Chief Jimmy Travis of Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office says this morning, 35-year-old Callie Brunett's dad actually found her dead in a pool of blood at her home, at this home along North Cooper Road in Larange. Now, investigators say it was an obvious suicide or homicide. Brunett's two young girls, 6-year-old Jalie and 3-year-old Erin, were nowhere to be found at the time. Brunett's black Chrysler 200 was also missing. Now, unfortunately, we're finding out that her youngest, Erin Brunett, was actually killed. I mean, we're going to see if we can find out.
So I was going to play all of these, but I don't think it's necessary to because all of these videos like this from WDSU are all the same. So I'm going to play the chief and what he said. Y'all pay attention to this.
We have a very, very tragic scene that we're working here in South Jackson. Jackson police officers were called to 3950 Bossier to assist the U.S. Marshals. They have been looking for an individual wanted out of Louisiana, Mr. Callihan. After a short pursuit, they made contact with him and he is now in custody. As you know, an Amber Alert was issued for 2 young children that were supposedly with him. Mr. Callihan is also a suspect in a homicide that happened in Tangible Hope Parish, Louisiana. Upon a search of the area by Jackson police officers, they located a deceased child in the woods. We suspect that to be one of the children that he had in his possession that he had illegally taken away from Tangible Hope Parish in Louisiana. One of the child, the 6-year-old, my understanding, has been taken to the hospital to receive treatment, but my understanding the 4-year-old is deceased in the woods. We're still trying to determine the manner of death, but we have a very active scene here right now, very traumatic scene, very tragic scene, the death of a 4-year-old child, but the suspect is in custody. I want to thank all of the many, many responding agencies here right now, the U.S. Marshals, the Jackson FBI, NBI, Harris County Sheriff's Department, Rankin County Sheriff's Department, Byron Police Department, and Tangible Hope Parish who are here on scene as well. We ask that the public, if you know about anything that has been happening here or transpiring on Bossier, please contact the Jackson Police Department at 601-960-1234 or Crime Stopper 601-355-TIPS. Based on the crime scene that we've observed here today, we have contacted NBI's Human Trafficking Division, along with Harris County's Human Trafficking Division. We also have our Juvenile Division on scene because based on the crime scene, what it looks like, this may be a location where there has been some human trafficking done. We see cages, small animal cages. It's very, very disturbing to me as a police chief and as a father to witness and see.
See, he's not saying what else they found back there, but there has to be more found back there other than just the cages for them to think human trafficking.
What I just saw. So again, we ask for your prayers and support, and anybody who has any information about what happened here today, please contact the Jackson Police Department, the U.S. Marshals, or Jackson FBI.
Chief, can you tell us the name of this individual? You mentioned a Callihan. Talk to us about who actually took this individual into custody and where was he taken into custody?
His name is Daniel Callihan, white male, Daniel Callihan, white male. He was taken in custody at this location on this street in the wooded area by the U.S. Marshals, along with assistance from the Jackson Police Department. As I stated, one of our officers actually found the deceased child in the woods.
And again, you don't know whether she was shot or killed by hand.
Cannot determine the manner of death. I actually saw her myself. Again, it's very traumatic to see that. You never want to see anybody lose their life, especially a young baby, a child. So we can't determine until we process the scene as to the manner of death. And of course, that will come with the medical exam and of course the Harris County coroner.
You have a spelling on his name?
Hey, perfectly. I'm glad to see you, love.
Possibly.
All right, if y'all want his info to look him up, which there's no point in looking him up. I mean, I had my top-notch investigator, Deets, look him up. And, I mean, other than a bunch of phone numbers, a bunch of different emails, a bunch of different addresses, you would think this dude had, like, a serious criminal history because, I mean, look at what he just did. But all I seen was 2 things, one from 2007 and one from 2017.
Daniel, D-A-N-I-E-L, Callihan, Callihan. Date of birth 9/13/1987. 9/13/1987. The vehicle that he fled Louisiana in has been discovered. A black Chrysler 200 at the rear of this location on Bouger. I want to thank the Byron PD and their excellent technology, because my understanding that vehicle pinged on one of their LPRs in the area, and that's when they reached out to Tangible Hold, and they responded here to the metro area. And it's just so sad that it ended this way, with this baby, this child losing their life here.
Clearly, Chief, a lot of questions to be answered, but this abduction after the apparent death of this woman happened some 2 hours south of Jackson in Larangia. Do we have any indication of whether this individual knew people in this area?
We do not know. That's my question. Why Jackson? Why are you here? Why did you bring these children here? Why did you take this child's life here in Jackson? A lot of questions to be answered. And as you know, this has been a very wide.
Tell him, baby. Fuck this guy.
You know, it started down in Louisiana. That's why you have so many agencies here on scene.
Hey, Ava.
We're going to work
it
with
is.
all of our federal partners, as we do all the time, FBI, U.S. Marshals. And like I said, Hines County is on scene, NBI. It's a very active scene. And we don't know if there's other children in the woods. We don't know if there's other remains in the woods. We don't know, but we're going to find out. And we're asking again for any information from the public to call the Jackson Police Department.
And this 4-year-old girl was in the woods behind the house? Or was
Yesterday,
in
Steph
the woods
B.
behind the house, probably about 30, 40 yards into the woods.
Okay, so since he just mentioned that, we're going to switch over to Google Earth, and I'm going to show y'all this property, okay? So let me cut. How do I cut the little... Oh, there he is. Okay. I can't remember. Oops. Hold on. It's right here. Okay, right here. So I need to go to the road right there. As you see, this is the same view as that reporter was showing of the road, right? Same view. Look at this fucking property. Hold on, let me go down some. As you see right here, 3950. So there's a broke down ass house right here. Okay. This is the fucking property that these babies were found on, in the backyard. Now, from the top view, you can't see anything. But behind this house, and the car was parked in the backyard, and that's where Jalie was found, and Erin was found about 10 yards from her in the woods. Do y'all see that? Back here. Now listen, I know folks be living all kinds of ways, but it doesn't shock me they found cages back there and they think there's possible human trafficking. I don't know why this is blurred right here. That's interesting. Oh, because that's where the car was taking the photo. Okay. That's why it's blurred right here, because I'm in the position of the car. You can see the blur. Okay. Y'all see this shit? All right, we'll go back over here and finish listening to the chief.
And again, you're talking about the suspicion of human trafficking. It sounds like this, for lack of a better word, it sounds like this individual knew where he was.
Do not know. I don't know. I can't speak for him, but I can say that we're going to...
Can we just say, if he didn't know what this property was or where he was, and he just went to some random property, that's God. Because they may have uncovered a child trafficking situation. And it would be crazy if he had no idea where he was. He just went there. That's just the place he decided to pull in. I doubt it. I'm sure he knows somebody that lives there, but if not, then that's all on God.
Work this crime scene with a scalpel. We're going to work it with a scalpel, not a sledgehammer. It's going to take a long time to process
Bendy.
it. That's why we have so many agencies here on scene, so much technology here on scene, because this individual has used this location as a location to traffic children and abduct children. We want to make sure we have that evidence to make sure him and whomever else is prosecuted for this heinous, terrible act.
That's right.
Chief, I heard here on the street that these two girls were buried alive in a hole. Can you give any information?
Yes. That is a rumor going around already. Like, this happened yesterday, and it was already somebody calling into Dolly saying, well, I heard they were buried. No, he clearly disavows that right here.
It's not true. There was a area back there, kind of a area that was below.
Oh, yeah, you're always welcome.
Area below where we were standing, but they were not buried. They were not covered up. So sad, tragic either way. I think that he was trying to, once he realized that law enforcement knew where he was or had his proximity, that he tried to do away with the children by taking them into the woods, into that area. Thank God that at least one of the children survived. My understanding, the grandparents are en route to Jackson, Mississippi to see about that baby. But unfortunately, a horrible scene to see this child lose her life here in South Jackson today.
The younger child was found in the vicinity of the deceased child?
I don't know. They think that it was a domestic dispute. And they don't even know if the mom was dating him at the time. But as far as they know right now, because they haven't given any more updates, is right now we're waiting on the manner of death for Erin, the 4-year-old. But right now they think it was maybe a domestic dispute or something. He unalives mom, takes off with the girls in the car, and maybe just freaked out when he knew that the cops were on his tail. Or he took them for child trafficking. One or the other.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. In the same area, probably within 5 to 10 yards.
Let's listen to that again.
Vicinity of the deceased child?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. In the same area, probably.
So there's no telling. This question was the unalived child in the vicinity of the other child that was still alive, and he's saying yes.
Survived. My understanding, the grandparents are en route to Jackson, Mississippi to see about that baby. But unfortunately,
not yet,
a
Ava.
horrible scene to see this child lose her life here in South Jackson today.
The younger child was found in the vicinity of the deceased child?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. In the same area, probably within 5 to 10 yards.
5 to 10 yards. This older sister had to sit there and look at her little sister's body for we don't even know how long. Not to mention, she probably also watched her mom be unalived and probably seen her sister be unalived. And they think that he was trying to unalive the 6-year-old, but didn't get to because they called him in time.
It has suffered injuries. That's why the child has been taken to the hospital.
What kind of injuries?
I can't. I have not seen that child, but I know that we do have one that's deceased from her injuries.
And Chief,
hey, Lady Tara,
you have to lay your eyes on this 4-year-old child lying there on the ground dead. Just give us your reaction.
Horrible, tragic situation. You don't want to see that as a police chief. You don't want to see that as a father. To see this baby on the ground that has lost her life. This is an innocent 4-year-old child that's no longer with us because of the actions of a coward.
Tell him, baby. That's why this thumbnail says coward. Tell him, baby.
This child from her family who killed their mother supposedly and brought these children to Jackson, Mississippi and took this child's life. So it's horrible. It's tragic. It's traumatic even for my officers to see this. It's traumatic. We didn't come to work to see this today. Nor would we wish this upon anybody. So I want the citizens of Jackson to keep us uplifted and the family of this poor child uplifted in prayer.
So that's pretty much the whole story as we know for right now. We're waiting to see what the manner of death was for what was her name? Lord have mercy. Erin. Here is the link to this article with the timeline. This is the best timeline me and Nunya found last night. And if you scroll down to right here where it says tragic end to Amber Alert, it actually puts the timeline in order from you from all the stuff above. And you can click on the videos and there's his picture. So let's look at, I showed you the Google Earth. I wish, okay, let's see. Let's take it off of that. It's on 2D. Okay, 3961. Okay, this is it. And see, you can't see anything behind the property, but here's the house. But I thought there was going to be like a little more like, it looks like these woods back here are very dense. So he probably just pulled up to the wood line or something. But that is the property. Let me go down a little and see if I can look into the backyard from down the road. What the hell? So somewhere back here. Wow. Sick fuck. So let's look at him. Like I said, I only found 2 charges on him. It didn't really say what the charges were, but they weren't like hardcore charges. So this is the piece of shit. And look, I think it has to be dope, right? Like, because look, that's him, right? And that's him being caught. Bro looks completely different. Hey, True Texan. Hey, MK. Bro looks completely different. Look at that. Look, this officer right here on the left is super happy. He's like, got him. Yeah. Totally different. Here, let me show you again. Boom. Actually, let me go to one of his other pictures. Look. That compared to this. Tell me you ain't meffing without telling me you ain't meffing. Piece of shit. And he's 36. He looks like a 50-year-old man right here. Tell me that ain't crazy. And he ain't got much on his Facebook. Let's see. This is him when he was younger. This was in 2015. And then, of course, he has this picture. I don't know who this is. I don't know if he has his own child. But hopefully, if that is his child, which he's going to be locked away forever. Listen, and Mississippi and Louisiana both have the death penalty. So it doesn't matter where he's charged. But I'm pretty sure he's being charged in... But see, there's 2 crimes committed. There's the mother in Louisiana that was unalived, and then the little girl that was unalived in Jackson, Mississippi. This is him and his ex. And he ain't really got... That was his ex from 2015, so she ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So... no reason to bother her. And then this is Callie's Facebook. How'd she get caught up with such a loser? Because she was married before. Her and the babies. Look at them. And that was her husband, Johnny. And they were married in, I think the latest picture, 2022. So this is, I mean, a recent split, if they're split, because she supposedly was seeing Daniel Callihan on and off. If I'm not mistaken, she's 35. See, this is when they were married. So sad, man. So sad. He was in the army. All right, let's see. And let me come back over here and see what y'all's comments are. Yep, that's right. Right? Meth around and find out. Yes. I'm telling you, it's gotta be some drugs. Gotta be. But look, the last few things she's been posting, this was June 11th. Last night when I looked at it, it said 2 days ago. Today it may say 3 days ago. But the money is coming. This one's, I don't care how old I am, I'm gonna eat me a Lunchable and drink me a Capri Sun. Word. I agree. I'm exactly where I want to be, at home, avoiding people. Those two aren't that so sad. But listen, this is what's sad. You will be surprised, a big amount of money unexpectedly coming. I'm assuming because of these posts about money, I'm assuming maybe she was struggling a little. This one's starting today. You will never lack money. Claim it. These were 2 days ago. Today is the day the universe is going to deliver a major blessing in your life. And now she's dead. By next June 2025, you'll be eating in your new house, looking at your new car, and enjoying your 7-figure bank account. Claim it. 777, wonderful things are about to happen. Wrong. You will soon receive a phone call with a very, very good news. Claim it. The universe will send you the right person, but only when you are ready. Be ready for new energy and new beginnings. And then 3 days ago, you're about to get good news after good news after good news. Something positive and unexpected is going to happen very soon. Claim it. Same thing over and over. So it's super sad seeing that, and then seeing that she claimed all this good coming towards her and her family, and then she was unalived. Here are her girls. On the left is Erin. She's 4. This picture was taken May 30th. And then here's, I think her name's Jalie. I think I'm pronouncing it right. And she's 6. This is the 6-year-old on the right. Oh my God. I know. I heard her last attorney, another attorney quit. This is why I don't manifest. It's just so fucking sad, man. Like manifesting all that positive energy, all the good things, right? And then to just be taken. And this little baby taken. And this 6-year-old baby finna have to deal with this for the rest of her life. There's no telling what she's seen. She's gonna be, at least with the 3-4-year-old, some articles say 3, but I believe she's 4. With 3 and 4, they have more of an opportunity to bounce back. But at 6 years old, that little girl's going to remember this for the rest of her life. I mean, she still has the availability to bounce back and to make it through it with the right help and the right support. And I hope that she has that. I really do. Yeah, on her 9th lawyer. It's crazy. She is going to need a lot of intensive therapy stuff. The rest of her life, yep. How fucking sad. So he takes 2 away. He basically took all 3 of them because she will never be the same again. It's just so sad. Now, when I looked her up last night, instead of her page, it brought up a bunch of posts, but it's not showing me now. So let's go look on Twitter. Let's see. Let's look up Callie. Let's see if there's anything new coming out. The FBI released a statement. The FBI became involved in this case when it first became aware Thursday morning. The FBI has now opened a full investigation into the Brunett matter. We will continue to collaborate with our local law enforcement partners at the, I cannot say that, Tangipahoa Parish Sheriff's Office and Jackson Police Department. The FBI is dedicating all available resources and tools at its disposal to this investigation, including victim services personnel who are working closely with the survivors of this unspeakable tragedy. We appreciate the public's interest and assistance in this case and ask anyone who might have helpful information to call 1-800-CALL-FBI to preserve the integrity of this ongoing investigation. We cannot share further details. So if you're around Jackson, Mississippi, or around this home where the girls were found, and you have any information about the shenanigans going on at that property, please call them. Oh, this is his booking photo. Look at that. Totally different looking dude. So nothing new in terms of Erin's cause of death. I'm assuming we'll get that either today, maybe tomorrow, or Monday. Mm, 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 mm. So sad, so sad. That's awful, man. I shared the link where that right, Sin? That's what I said. This is the link to the timeline of the events with the news articles and the video segments of everybody that has all of the law enforcement that have spoke on this situation. Hell yeah, Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. He looked like shit, man. That's right, Granny. Don't settle, women. Do not settle. It looks like she had, which we don't know the inside of her marriage, right? So there could have been something going on between her and her ex-husband. I get it, but don't settle. Don't know your worth. Because I don't see why she was with a man that looks like this anyways. Like, you can just look at her and tell she's too good for that. So, know your worth. Know that you deserve better. All right, guys, that's it. I just wanted to bring this to you guys and let's talk about it. We're going to keep updated on it. So if there's any updates that come out, I'll strike a live back up and we will discuss it. But for now, I'm going to go spend time with Tony before he goes to work and I'm going to get laundry done because we leave for the beach in 4 days. Woo! I didn't realize it was 4 days away until this morning when I was ordering groceries. I was like, oh, I only need 4 nights worth of dinners. Oh, thank y'all for being here. Thank you for the love and the support. Make sure you hit the like or the dislike, whatever your preference is. And if you're listening to this on replay, let me know what you think about it in the comments and we'll just continue the conversation there. All right. Thanks for being here, guys. I hope y'all have a great Friday and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.
Deep down, we are all the same. We all want to be happy. We cry when we're hurt. We're angry when we've been mistreated. And to be liked, accepted, and respected, not to mention loved, is the greatest gift of all. Yes, we're all alike. On that note, take care of yourself and